My name is Toby Jackson. It is my privilege and my honor to serve as president of the school board, but more importantly, the best job I've ever had. It's working for you guys. I know you're under construction here. I know it's been a drag, but your school's going to be great when it's done. Today we have something really special for you. Council District 8 has a new city council member who's been in for a year. He's cool, he's smart, you're going to love him, and he's brought a great program for you today. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but I'm going to tell you, I know he's a good guy because we got the same watch. So, without further ado, I want you all to meet your councilman, Chris Nettles.
Good morning. All right, I'll try it again. Like I told the class earlier this morning, when someone says good morning, you kind of respond back to them as a courtesy and say good morning back. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, welcome. Today we're here for you. We're here to have a talk. We're here to have a conversation. Again, thank you, Toby Jackson, for the introduction, our trustee for this district and our president for the school board. My name is Chris Nettles, Fort Worth City Council District number 8. And today I wanted to bring to you the Fort Worth Violence Intervention Program. And so today I have a couple of speakers with me, Miss Melinda Hamilton. Would you just wave your hand? Mr. Ronnie Mitchell. We have our Commander Laddis here and other officers. And so again, the why is for you. And why are we here to talk about the recent gun violence and violence all over the city of Fort Worth? It is not just here in this area, but it's in all of the parts of Fort Worth. And what is happening is people who look just like you, your age, are losing their lives over senseless violence and gun violence. How do we stop it? How do we put a break in it? And so that's why we're here today. These two speakers are going to talk to you, as well as myself, about our understanding of violence. What happens when it's my nephew, or my child, or my cousin? Because there's more to it than just you. And sometimes, and I told the group earlier today, is you might not care as much or may not be mature enough to care or feel that your life is important, but there's somebody who feel like that you're important. And that person will be hurt and devastated if something happened to you or someone close to you. I told the group earlier today that I have a full-time job. I actually have 3. I own a daycare, an after-school program where I service 1,600 kids every single day, have 22 employees, and I'm also a full-time, disregard what popular belief is, for City of Fort Worth council person. So I could have been anywhere today. But when I was working with the principal, the assistant principal, I said, if we can get the assembly together where we can just talk to the youth and the students, I will clear my schedule. These have did the same. Commander Ladd was at an event today, and she had stopped and came. Toby Jackson was somewhere, stopped and came. Why? Because you guys are more important than what we want to make sure that happens in the city of Fort Worth. We want to make sure that you thrive, live, have children, be entrepreneurs and business owners, go to the NBA, NFL, whatever it may be. We want to give you that opportunity. But if gun violence keep going up, some of you will lose that opportunity and that right. And so that is the reason we're here today. That is our purpose. That is our why. And so first, we will have Miss Melinda Hamilton, who will come. And she is over this program, nonprofit, which is Mothers of Murder Angels. And she's going to give her perspective of what happened to her family. Please, out of respect, give us your undivided attention.
Thank you, Chris. Toby Jackson, thank you too. Hi, I am Melinda Hamilton, Mothers of Murdered Angels. Let me tell you where Mothers of Murdered Angels came from. Mothers of Murdered Angels started in 2018 when I lost my daughter. She was shot and killed in the south side of Fort Worth on drive-by shootings where 10 people got shot, but only 2 of them got killed, and one happened to be my 25-year-old daughter when I get over there. And fast forward up to 2020, my grandson, at 12 o'clock, I get a call at home from my daughter. My grandson was shot 3 times in the back by some bullies. Coming home to his mother's house, walking up, 3 guys jumps out of the back of some bushes and guns him down. This is where Mothers of Murdered Angels originally came from, because after it hits you the first time, that's bad enough. But when the second time, enough is enough. I am a community activist before this happened. I am the president of the East Fort Worth Neighborhood Coalition. I have been in the community for over 15 years, helping others. But when it hits home, it's a total different feeling. It's trauma. It's not just me. It's the family, friends, and everyone else. So you just think about, with the gun laws right now that have changed, when I'm talking about you all, not no older people like I am, but I'm talking about you all. When you all touch a gun, you're no longer a teenager. You're grown. Because when you get caught and everything, you're going to jail just like an adult would. But getting back to Mothers of Murdered Angels, I don't do the good part of the part when someone gets killed while they're living. I do it after they have died. I help the parents, the survivors. That's what I am. I am a survivor. I help the survivors because everyone does not have the money to bury their child. I help those parents with their burying of their child, the resources that they're going to need, because when you leave there, you're not the same person as you was yesterday when you get a death in your family. So we help them with the trauma. We help them with all different kind of resources because that's what you're going to need. So we're here today to talk about the gun violence, the bullying, and everything else. It starts in the schools, at the YMCAs, the Boys and Girls Club. This is where it all starts right here. Through you all's media. The media is that social media is hell. It's really hell. That's where it starts. So all 3 of those places that I have said, the Fort Worth ISD schools, the YMCAs, and the Boys and Girls Club. That's where you all get into these consultations and everything else. But what we're here today is talking about, we're trying to stop it because, number one, we know the summer is coming. And we know what all has been done within the last 2 weeks. We've had 5 killings in the last 2 weeks. Out in South Crowley, out in East Fort Worth. But it happens all over. This just happened to be just these 2 weeks, okay? So we're here today. We have taken out our time, because we're here for you all. I have young ones. I have grandkids. Okay, so we have young ones still in school. So we care about you all. That's why we have stopped today to come let you all think about it. Really think about what's going on around you. What is really going on around you? Your friends, as you call your friends, some of them are not really your friends. I found that out. Other people have found that out. Your friends are not really your friends. Because when something goes wrong with you, and you know that you're not doing the right thing, and something happens, and then a tragedy happened with you, not just picking on you, but when that happens, you want somebody to tell somebody. It's not snitching. It's not snitching. Yes, it is snitching. You need to snitch. But I'm going to leave you all with this right now today. Think about helping someone when they really need it, telling someone when they really need it, and calling that 911 when you know something is going wrong. You need to call that 911. Use that 911. It's not snitching. But wait until it happens to you. Then you want somebody to snitch and let you know what has happened. Thank you all. I am Melinda, Mothers of Murdered Angels.
Thank you. And I will tell you when I speak in a little bit how she was able to get up here and talk about her daughter and her grandson. That took some time to get in there. And she's here because she want to make sure that you're protected. The person you sit next to is protected. And so again, we want to thank you for being real with us today to tell us how gun violence have affected your life. Next, we will have Mr. Ronnie Mitchell, who will come with Unity Over Violence.
Good morning to our future. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ronnie Mitchell. I created a group called Unity Over Violence. Reason being the word unity. Unity means respecting everyone's culture. That means being able to be there for your fellow brethren. I thank Chris for this opportunity and this platform to speak to you. I'm going to take my time out to talk to you about something serious. I've been working with kids and the youth for many years. I created this program to curb gun violence. Every day we're seeing kids such as yourself die. I don't like using that word, but kids, if you look to your left and to your right, that person next to you has the opportunity to lose their life to gun violence. I tell you what, we have to create these programs so we can curb gun violence. Kids, you have the opportunity to do anything you want to with your life. They offer money, they offer schooling, they offer every kind of program so that you can do something with your life. We have to take those opportunities. Kids are out here in the street dying, even adults. Stuff we learn as kids or stuff we took to us as adults. I grew up on this very street. I grew up on Avenue D, right up the street. And we was out there in the middle of the street, we was getting in trouble, we was doing stuff, and many of my friends became adults and they did that same thing we did as kids. They got in trouble, they went to jail. Me, myself, I got in trouble. I got in a lot of trouble because I was hanging around bad people and I was listening to bad music. Oh, you say to yourself, what do music got to do with this? Music got a lot to do with it. Long time ago, they had a song that degraded the police, and we took that in the heart. We believed that the rappers knew exactly what they was talking about, who we should hate, who we should love, who we should talk about, who we should pull out a gun and shoot at. Music is simply that. It's just music. It's not how you're supposed to live your life. I had a young man to come in my office one day. He said his mama brought him in there, and she pulled up. He got in the office. He said, Mr. Mitchell, you just don't understand. You don't understand how hard I got it. I said, how hard do you have it? Your mama just pulled up in a Jaguar. Your daddy got a brand new truck. Y'all live in a brand new house in Crowley. How hard do you have it? Some of us don't got it hard. I told him, I said, don't create a life. Don't create that you have this hard thing. Don't create that you struggling and you have to be this certain person. Because when you become that person, it's a lot that go along with it. Let me tell you something. Y'all have the opportunity to choose what you want to do with your life right now. Right now, you have the opportunity to choose not to pick up a gun and kill nobody. You have the opportunity to become doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers, mayors, whatever you want to be. You have that opportunity right now. And you don't have a criminal history. So if you need to take that opportunity to better yourself, to make sure that you become grown men and grown women, the hardest thing to do right now in Dallas-Fort Worth is to make it to 25 years old. That's the hardest thing to do in Dallas-Fort Worth right now. And that's sad that we're losing kids at the age of 18 and 19. And let me tell you what, it ain't the killers that's dying. It's the young men and women on their way to college. The ones that got a promising career, the ones that got a future, those are the ones that's dying. The killers sit on the side, they don't get in trouble. But the young men and women that's on their way to do something just like yourselves are dying every day. I want you to listen to me and listen to me good. Take this opportunity. Take this opportunity to do something with your life. Take this opportunity to love your fellow neighbor. No matter what color, no matter what race, no matter what sex. You take the opportunity to love your neighbor. You don't hate your neighbor. You don't hate your neighbor. You don't hate your fellow classmate. I see some kids take competition and they turn it into hate. These football and basketball, let me tell you something. This is just what it is. It's competition. It's friendly competition. It don't mean that you got to hate that person for the rest of your life. If nobody else told you today, I'm going to tell you, I love each and every one of y'all. And I want each and every one of y'all to be successful and take advantage of all opportunities you have in life. My name is Ronnie Mitchell. I'm with Unity Over Violence. If you need to contact me, you contact me at that number. I also offer a job opportunity for each and every one of you during the summer to get you off the streets. See, I believe that if we use employment and mentorship and love, that we can curb this violence. So if you need a job, if you need anything to do this summer, y'all give me a call at that number right here. Let me tell you something. If we don't have a job, we're going to find one. We're going to find one to keep you off the streets. I appreciate y'all for listening. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie Mitchell. Do you want to come back up? Yeah. We're going to have one of our officers come, and then we'll have Commander Ladd come. They're not going to follow you.
Good morning, kids. So my name is Officer Bayona. I grew up in the Poly area. I was here once. I was a student at the Poly High School, and you know what they're telling you about gun violence. Everything is a choice. We make a choice of hanging out with the wrong crowd. I had to make a lot of choices. You know, I had to make choices if I wanted to belong to a gang, if I wanted to use drugs, if I wanted to be with people that had guns. But you know what? My family was real poor. We ain't had nothing. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to be a police officer. And I stick to that. You know, at that time, I didn't have a green card. I didn't have anything. But you know what? I worked very hard. And I put myself through college, and I became a police officer. And I'm very proud because I came back. Now, as a neighborhood police officer, I came back to the area where I grew up. So the thing that I can tell you guys is that you have to make a choice. So that's me as a police officer. I want to tell you something about as a mom. So I was telling them early, it's a story that is not the nicest, because we usually see police officers and we don't think something, you know, in their life happened or anything like that. But my son, I have a 22-year-old son. When he was 17, he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I didn't know he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. How can he hang out with the wrong crowd if I'm a police officer? If dad is a police officer, right? Guess what? He got in trouble. And one day, I got a call from jail. Yeah, he got arrested on a felony because he was hanging out with some kids, and they had a gun, and they had drugs in the car. Guess who they arrested? They arrested everybody who was in the car. And everybody who was in the car had a felony. So guess where he works now? And he's 22. And I feel so bad for him because he changed his life and he knew he made a mistake. So I want you guys to make a choice, because whatever choice you guys make is going to affect you the rest of your life. Guess what type of job he gets now?
Yeah.
McDonald's and Whataburger. He actually works for a Whataburger. And he's so smart. I'm a grandma. So what I'm telling you is that you have a choice. If you make the wrong choice, that's not going to affect your mom, your dad. That's going to affect you as an individual. If you have a gun, especially on school campus, guess what? You're going to be arrested. You're going to be arrested and be taken, and you're going to have a felony. And I know sometimes I don't talk about this because it's kind of embarrassing at times, but it's, you know, it's sometimes like, well, maybe his story will help someone, at least one person. So that's why I love coming to talk to you kids, because it's like, make a choice. You probably have it hard. You're probably poor. Your parents don't give you everything you want. You probably are not in the best situation. But you have to make a choice. Because once you graduate, once you're out of high school, that is it. You know, I work here on the east side of Fort Worth, and as she was saying that we had some teenagers that were killed. Yeah, we had a 17-year-old that was shot in her house because she was hanging out with the wrong crowd. The kid from Crowley High School, I had just worked the prom. And the night they left to go hang out at somebody else's house, that kid got shot. And the next week, I worked another prom for the Crowley High School here downtown. That kid was named King of the Year, or King of High School. I don't know what it's called. Do you think the parents wanted to have their kid named King of the high school after he's dead? No, they wanted the kid alive, but he made the wrong choice. He was a good kid, but he made the choice of hanging out with the wrong crowd. Because guess what? At the end of the day, your friends, they're not going to be your friends. Something happens to you, your friends are going to walk away. That's what's going to happen. And I know it sounds harsh, but I just wanted to let you guys go with that. Make a choice. Nobody's going to make it for you unless you do the right thing.
Thank you again for that. And to all our speakers that have come, and we'll give an opportunity to Commander Ladd if she wants to have words. Let's give it up for our commander for this district. And then I will come to you and give our presentation.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for your testimony, Ms. Hamilton and Mr. Mitchell. It's so valuable. As a police officer, I've been a police officer in Fort Worth for 25 years. I'm on my 26th year this year. If I could do nothing but serve in the schools and work in our community to build bridges and relationships, my job would just be amazing. But unfortunately, we are forced as police officers to make arrests for these individuals that make bad decisions. We want you guys to be successful. There are officers here because we believe in you, we believe in this program, and we believe in the speakers that have spoken today. So it's my pleasure and honor to be here. I make a commitment to this school and to the area. If you need anything, we're here to help. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Commander. Again, my name is Chris Nettles. I'm the Fort Worth City Council person for District 8, which serves along with Toby Jackson as the school board rep. Today, we are here because we want to talk about violence. And you have heard them talk today about violence and gun violence. And I will allude back to what Melinda talked about is when you begin to possess a gun, you're no longer a child, you're no longer a youth, but you're somebody who has a weapon that can harm yourself or somebody else. And that whole process changes. So I'm gonna ask a question. I asked it earlier in the first setting. Is there anybody here that know of somebody, heard, they have told you that they have possession or they have access to possession of a gun? Is there anybody here that know of somebody? Just raise your hand. I think I saw a couple of 3 hands. But I heard more than I saw hands. Heard more, shh, don't say nothing. It's a setup. It's not a setup. Because I will tell you something. That very weapon that you know of that's not yours but somebody else, could that weapon determine your life? What if that weapon determines your cousin's life? Or your friend, your mom, your dad? It's not about snitching or anything. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But if you don't say nothing, if you don't do anything, if you don't report, if you don't even talk, I don't know who they are. But the ones who shh, you know who they are. You know what kind they got. You know if it has bullets in it or not. You know what they're thinking in their head. I don't. Will you be the one to say, hey man, don't do that? Just turn that weapon in. Report it. Or will you be a part of the process? Or will you be part of the violence? I'm 34 years old. I'm married, been married for 12 years. I have 4 children. I have 3 sons, 1 daughter. My oldest son is 14 years old. He'll be 15 next week. My son is 10 and 8, and I have a 5-year-old. And I tell you that story because as I look at the news, read the newspaper, the kids that have been shot from gun violence, some of them same ages of my kids today. And it scares me when I wake up in the morning if my son will come back home. It frightens me. Just here in the Poly area, there was a drive-by shooting. Some of you know the gentleman, laying in the bed, lost his life. For what? He wasn't nowhere he wasn't supposed to be. He was at home. He wasn't fighting. He wasn't tweeting on Facebook or on Twitter. He was laying in the bed. Do he deserve to lose his life? He didn't. But because somebody possessed the gun and did not care about life, took his life. 19-year-old boy in Crowley. After prom, at a gathering, having fun, shot. Full ride to college. An opportunity to be somebody. Life gone. Do you think before he left that house that morning, he said, "Mama, I'm dying today. I won't see you no more"? Do you think his mama hugged him and said, "Baby, I know this is the last time I'm going to see you. I wish I could do more, but this is it for you"? No. She didn't know, they didn't know that was going to happen. Nobody knew until it happened. It was a crowd of people there. How many of those people knew that somebody was going to come there with a gun? Was it 1 person? Was it 2 people? Did you know? Because if you knew, you could have said something. I would be completely, I don't know how Miss Melinda did it today. I don't know. Because I would be completely distraught if I got the call that my kids was gone. I would give them everything that I have. My last dollar, my shoes, my wallet, anything to make sure that my kids have the best life they can have. When I grew up, I didn't have a father in the house. But my mama worked 3 jobs to make sure I had what I had. And that's what I want to provide for my kids. And I would be messed up if I lose them over a senseless gun violence. You never know when it's going to happen until it happens. But you got the opportunity today, tomorrow, next week to tell somebody or be the encourager. I just didn't get here. This is a nice picture. This has not been my life. When I was in 4th grade, I got sent to alternative school. I was a bad kid. I didn't listen to the teacher. I got so many write-ups or referrals or whatever you call them this day until they had to send me to an alternative school where I had to sit in a cubicle. They froze me to death. Had to eat the lunch they gave. Couldn't talk. Couldn't have my phone. Had to walk in a straight line, hold my hands behind my back like I was in a war in an institution because I couldn't follow the rules at school. When I was in high school, I was suspended, 3-day suspension for inciting a riot, as what they said. I felt like I was breaking up a fight, but I was inciting a riot. This is not who I started out being. And I still have mistakes today. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. It's how you become. It's how you involve. It's how you take your examples, you take your badness, and you create it to be something great. We're here today to change your mindset. Let me tell you about grief. When somebody first die or lose their life or whatever it may be, the first state of grief is shock. Man, did that just happen? Is my cousin dead? Is that my friend on the floor? Hashtag RIP. Fly high. Rest easy. Do you want to tweet that on your Facebook for your friend? Or do you want somebody to tweet it for you? In a state of shock. I don't know if this really is true. Then after shockness is anger. Once you realize they're gone. Never again will you see them. Breathing, talking, walking. You're angry. Man, I shouldn't have went to that party. Man, I should have told them not to go. We already knew what was going to happen. They had already said what they was going to do. We went anyway. What could I have done? Why I didn't stop them? Why I didn't call my mama? Why I didn't call my uncle? Why I didn't tell an officer at the lunchroom? Anger, frustration. What leads from anger? What involves from anger? Violence. Because now you feel like, I didn't do nothing then, so let me do something now. Let me respond to them. What's called told me he had a gun. Let me holler at them. And let's go handle this. One violence leads to another violence. This is real life. This is happening every single day. I said earlier, you might not be mature enough today to understand how important your life is. But there's somebody that cares a whole lot about you. Be it your mom, your dad. And I hear some of you saying, I don't got a mama, I don't got a daddy. Somebody's taking care of you. Your guardian, your uncle, your aunt. Somebody cares more than you really think they care. Do you really know how much it costs to take care of you? To make sure every time you hit that light switch, it come on. Every time you leave school, you done had a long day and you need to take a shower, the water works. You get to eat. All that is money. It costs something. Those clothes you have on right now cost money. Somebody has took time out of their schedule or out of their life to make sure you have something. And you want to just throw your life away. It might not be you. You might not be the violent one. But you know somebody who is. And that's how we stop it. Say something when you know something. Will you be the one? Who will you be today? What group would you fall in? Would you be the one laying on the floor? Would you be the one calling, saying this just happened? Or would you be proactive and saying, they said they bringing guns and we need somebody to be there to save somebody's life? What will it take for it to happen to your brother? What will it take? We can't go into this summer. They're already predicting that this summer will be a bloody summer. But we can change that. In the United States of America, we have major health issues. We have cancer. Thousands of people die from cancer. Prostate cancer, lung cancer, brain cancer. 2 years ago, we learned that COVID took the lives of millions of people. A health issue. Every day, doctors, nurses, scientists work on a cure to cure cancer. They work on a cure for COVID-19 so that you don't become a statistic. Died of cancer. Died of COVID-19. When I watched the news during the COVID on CNN, as the man is talking, the numbers are just rolling. Another death, another death, another death. But that's not the only thing that's killing us. Most young people don't have to worry about cancer. Some do. The majority don't. Most young people didn't have to worry about COVID-19 because your immune system was so strong to fight off the virus. But some did. But you know what we got to worry about at this age? Is gun violence. Is there a cure for gun violence? Is there a pill you can take? Is there a vaccine that you can take and put in your arm to stop you from gun violence? Is there a bed you can lay in or a room that you can hide yourself from gun violence? We found that to be not true. You can be anywhere. That's not a known cure, but I want to tell you that there can be a cure. You can be the cure of gun violence. You in the back with the green hat on, you can be the cure for gun violence. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the president of the class. You don't have to have the best GPA. You can be whoever you are. But you can literally be the answer for saving somebody's life. And if it don't mean nothing to you, you can be the answer that saves your own life. That's why we're here today. Will you be the one? Will you be the cure? Will you partner with our office? It's my cell phone number. They had their cell phone numbers up there. Commander Ladd will feel free to give her number. All we need to know is when, where, and why, and how, so that we can solve this pandemic. Every time a child dies, they're looking for a solution. I'm not in school. I'm grateful that I graduated. I'm grateful that I went to Dallas Baptist University. I'm grateful that I have a family and kids and all those good things. If you want to make it to the next level, if you want to be more than just a 9th grader, or more than just a 12th grader, if you don't want to be a statistic, if you don't want to be a number, because if you die from gun violence, you're just another number of person who died. If you're a part of gun violence, you're a number across your chest. In jail, prison. Don't become a number. It might be a cliche, but become all that you can be. And I'll tell you this, You are what you hang around. The people that you hang around is who you really are. Two things can happen when you're with individuals. Be it good, be it bad. Because some of you say, well, I'm not the bad one. He is. But that's my friend, that's my homie. That's my dog. Two things happen. Either you can pull them up from being the person that they are, pull them out of violence, pull them out of struggles, pull them out of ignorance, or they'll pull you down and become who they are. I'm not telling you to diss your friends. I'm not telling you not to be friends or homeboys with them anymore. What I am saying is, be a difference. Be a changer. Be the one that says, I'm not dying, you not dying. That's why we're here today. That's why we're standing before you. Let's end violence. It don't start here on the stage. It starts at your seat. It starts in your house. It starts in your classrooms. I understand the school been on lockdown a couple of times. You might be hard, you might be tough, but bullets kill people. I don't care how much protein you got. I don't care how many weights you lift. I don't care how much of a thug, gangster, tough. You can whoop anybody in the street. Can't nobody handle you. Guns kill people. And they take all that toughness away. Will you be the one? Who will you be? So as we get ready to close this assembly, we don't just want to talk. We want to hear from you. You may have a question. You may have a comment. And even some of the teachers that are here that we did not cover. It may be something that you want to enlighten us on so we can have a discussion about it. Because when I kept seeing violence happen, I said, what can I do? I can't save the world, but I can come and talk to you. You can help save it. That's why I'm here. And I thank the principal, these officers, Toby Jackson, the teachers in the back that's working, that said, we want this program here. We're not just doing it at this school. I'm going to every school in Fort Worth that'll let me go in. That's how much I care. And I will tell you, when you stand up in these shoes like we're standing in, we put ourselves in a vulnerable position. We put ourselves in a target position. But we're willing to do that for the sake of you. So, if you have a question here, you just raise your hand. Or if you have a comment, or if one of the teachers has something to say. Okay. If you would put all the numbers on the last slide. I know that's the bell. Just quick. Hang on. Thank you again. These are our numbers. If you want to jot them down or screenshot them, take a picture. If something comes up or arises, please feel free to contact us. Again, my name is Councilman Chris Nettles. Thank you for your attention, and we appreciate you.